is a vehicle of life, and its spirit is always the spirit of age. Good afternoon. Honorable Mr. Justice Dharmesh Sharma, Judge, High Court of Delhi, Professor Dr. Nupur Prakash, Vice Chancellor, the North Cap University, Commodore Divakar Tomar, Registrar, the North Cap University, Professor Dr. Archana Sharma, Head, School of Law, my faculty colleagues and students. I welcome you all to this masterclass on constitutional values for citizens of India, organized by the School of Law, the North Cap University, as part of the Orientation and Induction Program for the batch of 2023. The annual masterclass series held at the North Cap University brings in the promise to enrich the academic, personal, and professional growth of our new students. Our esteemed speakers address the students with the aim to inspire and empower them as they embark on this transformative journey, exploring new frontiers, gaining new insights, and growing into their fullest potential with each new day at NCU. As we unite in this endeavor to learn something new today, it is my honor to begin the session with the university's tradition of invoking the blessings of Ma Saraswati with the lighting of the lamp. I request Honorable Mr. Justice Dharmesh Sharma, Professor Dr. Nupur Prakash, Commodore Divakar Tomar, and Professor Dr. Archana Sharma to kindly light the lamp. Thank you. It now gives me immense pleasure to introduce you all to our esteemed speaker, Honorable Mr. Justice Dharmesh Sharma, Judge, High Court of Delhi. Justice Dharmesh Sharma completed his B.Com Honours from Kirorimal College in the year 1984 and completed LLB and LLM from Campus Law Centre, University of Delhi in the years 1987 and 2001 respectively. With a robust experience even at the bar, Sir practiced in civil and service law and labour law and was also the additional standing counsel for the Union of India. Sir joined the bench in the cadre of the Delhi Judicial Services on 20th October 1992 and was promoted to the cadre of Delhi Higher Judicial Service on 6th August 2003. Justice Sharma was appointed as Principal District and Sessions Judge, West District, with effect from 1st June 2019, and immediately preceding his elevation to the High Court of Delhi, he was posted as Principal District and Sessions Judge, New Delhi District, with effect from 20th March 2022. During his long tenure in judicial service, he has been in important positions such as Metropolitan Magistrate, Extradition Judge, Civil Judge, Rent Controller, Presiding Officer MACT, Matters under the Unlawful Activities Prevention Act and National Investigation Act, Special Judge CBI, and Special Judge for POCSO Act, MCOS Act, and also dealing with SEBI Act, FERA Act, and Food Safety and Standard Act, besides various penal enactments. So it has also functioned as the Principal Family Court Judge for the Central District. Sir is also a trained mediator and master trader, having taken his master training program from Center for Effective Dispute Resolution, UK, in the year 2007. Since then, Sir has travelled to various states in India for imparting training in mediation to lawyers, judges, and other sections of society, and also for ADR awareness programs. He was on deputation as Secretary, Delhi High Court Legal Services Committee from 2007 to 2009. Later on, he was on deputation as the Member Secretary with the Delhi State Legal Services Authority during the period 2014 to 2017, involved in optimizing legal aid services, development of infrastructure, promotion of ADR and legal awareness programs, besides being involved in jail reforms, strengthening juvenile justice delivery system in India. In addition to his judicial duties, Sir has also undertaken various administrative duties such as computerization of Delhi district courts, e-filing, e-courts, setting up of e-stamp facilities, apart from functioning as the chairman for the Central Recruitment Committee during the period 2017 to 2023. Justice Sharma administered the oath as an additional judge for the High Court of Delhi on 17th May 2023. It is our honor to have you with us today, sir. May I now request Competent Divakar Tomar, the Registrar of the North Cap University, to present Sir with a bouquet to extend a warm welcome to Sir to our university. I now request Professor Dr. Nupur Prakash ma'am to present Sir with a memento as a token of our gratitude. Thank you ma'am, thank you sir. I now request Honorable Mr. Justice Dharmesh Sharma to kindly address our students.
Mr. Divakar Tomar, Registrar, Sir, Professor Nupur Prakash, Vice Chancellor, Professor Archana Sarnaji, other esteemed members of the faculty, boys and girls, very good afternoon to you. What, are you sleeping? Let me say this. Yes, someone said yes. Yes, it happens. Because, in academic circles, these sessions after lunch are very painful. The session soon after lunch is called the graveyard session. You know why? Anyone can guess? Because after lunch, after having had your lunch, when you come to your class, you feel a little bit sleepy. And because I have been a student also from DU, for about 9 years, in the sense that I did my graduation and become honors, and then from Campus Law Center I did my law graduation and masters. These sessions starting at 3:30 are like what? Dump yard sessions. And these are sessions where you want immediately to go away, back to your home or say your hostel or whatever, and just do some tafri and all that. But having said that, I would again say good afternoon to all of you. Good afternoon. That's the spirit. You see, it's really a very nostalgic feeling, if I may say, coming back to any law college or any other institution, because here we find such a vibrant gathering of boys and girls who are definitely, and here also, here I am told that you are from diverse fields of law, management and engineering, who are, vibrant with so many possibilities, so many having potentials and possibilities for the future, for the making of this nation. I am told that since management and engineering students are also joining, look, even wherever you go, after completing your desired course, you would find that you would be besieged with plethora of laws. Why even now? Even when you were in schools, you were besieged with plethoras of laws. There were several laws which unconsciously you were following and you were supposed to follow otherwise also. Can anybody tell me? Can anybody make a guess what sorts of laws you were following? Traffic laws, right or wrong? And then education laws. There are in several states you would find that there are education laws which deal with not only the making of the institution in which you are studying, in which you were studying, but also the infrastructure, the manpower infrastructure, the faculty members, their pay scales, their salaries, incentives, the course curriculum, the manner in which examinations were to be taken place. So laws are always pervading us, no matter what we think of it, but they are always there. It's in every way that impacts our life. For management students, supposing tomorrow if you become, say, a managing director or a financial wizard or for that matter an engineering student becoming, say, a computer engineer or a forensic engineer, you would be finding, you will have to have brushed with lot of laws. In management, maybe you will be, dealing with industrial laws, labor laws, the Minimum Wages Act. You just name it. Those who are going to do computer engineering, they would be dealing with cyber laws, the internet laws, and now the government is coming out with data protection laws. Do you have any idea about what data protection means? Anyone? Just think about it, because it's a very huge audience here, so it's not possible to have a kind of interactive session. But just think, what are the data protection laws? Your whole identity is what? It's a data in a computer, in a mobile phone, your Aadhaar card, your school identity card, the data about your bank account, your email addresses. These are all data that needs to be protected. So please, whenever you find time, see that what sort of data protection laws are coming up now. I can go on lecturing you on constitutional values, what are the constitutional values, but before that I just want to find out what is your idea of Constitution of India. Have you heard this? Have you heard about Constitution of India during your schooling days? You are straight out of the schools. Yes, that boy in the topi. Have you heard it? You are sleeping. No, maybe aap jaldi aaye. Yes, have you heard of Constitution of India? Have you ever read it? What is Constitution of India? What is Constitution first of all? Or for that matter, just keep thinking, because I will be bombarding with certain questions. Then if we say we should know Constitution, then what do you mean by values? What do you mean by values? What are the values in your own homes, in your fraternity, in the friend circles that you have? Do you have any values? Do you observe any values?
Yes, sir.
Do you dislike certain values?
Yes.
Okay. We will definitely deal as to what constitution is, what constitution of India stands for it, what are the values. But let me just put you another question, just to keep your mind, alive in this dump yard session. And I'm also not a very good orator. As judges, we pen down our opinions rather than speaking. So please think and answer me. What, when you are judging the or assessing the character of a nation, of any country, what things come to your mind which makes you decide whether this country is, developed, underdeveloped, progressing, welfare state, or a society which is civilized? What things come to your mind? Yes? Come on. You are law students, management students, engineering students. Anyone moving with the mic? Yes, anyone? Yes, brother, what do you think? You in green? Yes, second row, please you tell me. When you're thinking about your any nation, any country, what parameters come to your mind so as to judge the character of that nation? You find where this country is going. What are the things that come to your mind? What are the things that you feel are good? What are the things that you feel are not good?
Sir,
Yes.
the answer would be the youth.
The youth.
You have to see the youth of a country to know where the country is going in the future.
That's a very good answer, because ultimately, as someone said, that character of a nation depends on character of its people, and how the youth are, getting education, what sorts of legal rights they are getting, what sort of duties they are performing, and the quality of their skill levels, that determine, yes, the quality of their thoughts in the shaping of the political atmosphere of the country, that also matters. What else? Yes? Health? Yes, that's a good parameter, that's a good indicator. What is the health quotient of our country? What else?
Sir, the values.
Values. What do you mean by values?
Sir, values are certain things which we believe that are right or wrong. There are certain things we think that we should maintain in our society as they are worthy of existing.
Okay. So, okay, that's also a good answer. What more? Technology. What do you know? Technology.
The law itself.
So, what sort of infrastructure is that country having in terms of technology, machines? Say you can say about use of machines in agriculture and everything. What more? Literacy rate, that's a good indicator. What more? Gender issues, very good. There are gender issues, yes. There are issues, please understand that although now as Prime Minister from the Radford, said that even we have more now women fighter pilots than anyone in the world. But yet only 23 or 25% of their workforce is,
Procedure established by law.
procedure established by law. Yes. How is the justice delivery system failing up? That's also another thing. What more? Sorry. Offense. So weapons. Okay. That. Yes. You can say okay, that is what the military strength of the country, right? The military.
Countries democratic or communist?
Yes, that is what I wanted to hear. But what sort of
Political policies.
Someone said values. The values means in the context of a nation is the democratic values. What more?
Political policies.
Political policies. What do you mean by that?
The policies which the government create for the citizens of that country.
Okay. Yes, very true.
So the upcoming laws, or like the laws which have been amended, or which are like for the youth purposes.
Okay, now that I am getting your attention, so let me summarize it to you. That these are the paramount questions which come out today in this session. What is your idea of the Indian Constitution? What are the constitutional values? What rights does the Constitution provide for us? And what are the parameters or characters on which you judge that a state is a welfare state? I was discussing this topic with my legal researchers, and this is what they come out with. Nobody talked about corruption. Whether corruption is an issue? Yes or no?
Sir,
Corruption is an issue. What more?
excuse me, sir. Can I add on something?
Yes.
Sir, actually, while looking at a country, we can judge a country by the amount of GDP spent on by the country on R&D.
Very good. Very good. So economic indicator of that country.
Yes,
Not
sir.
only national income but per capita income.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's a good fact. So that is what I have written. That is what we discussed yesterday. I discussed with my law researchers, and these are the things that they discuss, that about crime rates, as somebody stated, about the way the justice system delivers. और आप क्या सुनते हो जस्टिस डिलीवरी सिस्टम के बारे में? तारीख पे तारीख, तारीख पे तारीख, तारीख पे तारीख. This is an oft-repeated dialogue, but very stereotyped dialogue. It doesn't happen that way. It's just that every institution is undergoing changes. It is not, and every institution has some imperfections. So also justice delivery system. So probably you have seen Jolly LB1 and Jolly LB2. Somewhere in the So that's only a satirical thing. But yes, there are people who are getting justice, and as I would demonstrate to you later on. So these are few of the points. The employment rate. Nobody talked about employment rate. Are you not worried that after completing your law courses, your management courses, your engineering courses, you see what sort of future you are looking at when the employment rate is increasing, unemployment rate is increasing every year? But the good thing about India is, again remember that about 60% of the Indian population is in the age group of 18 to 35 years of age. We are the youngest nation as such presently. Even China is behind us, but there is a need to develop skill upon which we shall discuss as we come to the fundamental duties, because we need to have the scientific temper and what does it entails, we need to discuss that. So sir, these are few of the points that come to our mind to judge the character of this nation. But if you see, all these things are very negatively portrayed, right? Corruption. There are issues in India about corruption. There are issues in India about gender discrimination. If female infanticide, dowry issues, dowry is still prevalent. Whether you know it or not, or you must see around, dowry is still prevalent. Discrimination against women is still prevalent. Then come to juvenile justice issues. There are human trafficking taking place. There are rough estimates that about 8 to 10 boys and girls every day are trafficked through Delhi. And these boys and girls at young age are being trafficked from states from Northeast, Jharkhand, Bihar, UP, you name it. So there are a lot of negativity which is there. There is a drug issue amongst juveniles, amongst adults. So, having now given me a little inputs about what's your idea as to how to judge the character of a nation. Let us see what Constitution says. What is Constitution? No need to go into any kind of academic length, just to say Constitution is the fundamental document which provides for the way, the directives in which this nation, our India, has to be governed. Right? And where do you find the purpose or the objectives have you heard of preamble to the Constitution of India?
Yes, sir.
Yes? Now let us read preamble. The preamble reads that we, the people of India, give ourselves a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. So whatever ideas that were given by you to me when I posed that question to you are enshrined in these 5 expressions. Sovereignty means what? That India is politically independent. Right? Very simply put. Socialist, what is the meaning of socialist? Can anyone tell me? Do you equate with communism? Or what is communism? Anyone who studied political science? The socialism means that it envisages that our country has lot of social disparities. There are people who are marginalized. There are people who are deprived of basic human rights. So idea is that we should be more social, more harmonious way to see that every segment of the society grows. Every segment of society has access to the resources. And what are these resources? What are these resources? Education, employment, access to natural resources, good habitations, right? Then secular. What is the meaning of secularism? Anyone?
Sir, it's a separation of the state and religion from itself.
Very rightly put. So it means that state, India has no religion. It recognizes all religion, and there is a complete division as regards the state and the various religions that are there, and all can flourish here in this country. Because I immediately want to come and I don't want to overshoot the time, not democratic. How this is democracy? How many of you have voted? So this is a democracy. This is the we people. We are, the sovereignty lies in whom? Who are the sovereign in this country? The people are the sovereign. Because they give this nation what? A democratic setup. And how do you give it that democratic setup? By choosing our representatives who are there in the parliament and who are there in the state legislative assemblies. And this then electoral collegium appoints the head of the states, and that's why we call it republic. It is not a monarchy. Now, the preamble to the Constitution. It says that we, the people of India, after mentioning this resolution to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic, it secures to its citizens what? Justice. And what sort of justice it is? Social, economic and political. Then liberty of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship. What is liberty of thought? What do you mean by liberty of thought? That you are free to express your ideas, whatever that comes to your mind, about anything concerning civil life, the political life of this country. If you are not satisfied with the functioning of, say, municipal authority or local authority in your area, you can write to them. You can also exchange political views. It is in that perspective you have to say expression, belief, faith, and worship. And then it says equality of status and opportunity, and to promote among them fraternity. These words mean something, and we need not go into a long academic discussion, but suffice to please tell you that equality, liberty, equality, and fraternity, these three are a combined legal rights. These are not to be considered in isolation. Take for instance, you have a boy from, say, Northeast. He comes to your college. You tell him, okay, you are equal like us, and you can come to the dinner table, lunch table, and have dinner with us, but you would not speak to us. You will not even look at us. You will be free to roam around the entire campus, but you will not speak to us. Tell me whether that equality and liberty are of any meaning? Answer is no or yes? Who says hello? No or yes? No. This is the trinity of the attributes of the preamble that we have to register in our mind. That it is about liberty of thought, liberty of and equality of status, and fraternity. And what is the meaning of fraternity? Assuring the dignity of the individual. तो अभी तो कहते हैं कि एक देश, इतना सारे रिलीजन हैं, and we are unity in diversity. That's why we call it that way. So the idea is that the trinity of these concepts you have to understand, that these are interwoven, these are interlinked, that cannot be taken into isolation. Coming to the question that I was putting you earlier, how you judge the character of a nation and parameters. See, broadly speaking, three things you have to consider. If I may put it very methodically, first, how we value the life and liberty, freedom of others. Take for instance, you are sitting in this auditorium, or you are watching a movie, and suddenly you start shouting, you start making noises, you disturb others. What are you doing? You are disturbing the peace, you are disturbing the decorum, you are disturbing the liberty of the others who are watching the movie, or in this audience, that you are disturbing others who want to listen to this lecture. So liberty in the sense that if the rights are curtailed, if someone is apprehended by the police, arrested by the police, say in a false case, is it not violation of liberties? Right or wrong?
Yes, sir.
So liberty means, in the first bracket, what you have to consider, how we value the right and liberties of everyone around us. Somebody said values, And very rightly he put it, values means what? The whole purpose of law. Let me tell you, the whole purpose of law, wherever you go, would be what? Or whatever law that you confront with, would be how to have the right kind of ideas, how to have the right kind of attitudes in life, how to have the right kind of thought process, how to have and inculcate and exercise and implement the right disposition in the society. That is the whole idea of law. When you have an enactment like sexual harassment of women at workplaces, what does it say? It says that when you are at public places or even private places, you must respect the life and liberty of the girl. Maybe that she is revealing, she is wearing revealing clothes, but then it is her right and liberty which you have to respect. You are nobody to judge her character. So it is in that context you have to see right values. When you have Domestic Violence Act, the idea is that a wife, a spouse has to be treated in a particular manner. When you have the Contract Act, when somebody has taken money from you and he has promised that the money would be paid back in 6 months with interest, so that person must actually honor that commitment. That is what the law stands for, to inculcate in you right kind of dispositions, mindset, attitudes, so that you become a person not only civilized but also create harmony, maintain goodwill in the society, maintain cohesion in the society, maintain solidarity and peace and tranquility in the society. And second thing is, coming to the parameter issue, please, as I told you, first is respecting right and liberties of the other. The second thing is how we distribute income and wealth. Somebody talked about the per capita income. So in our nation, in our nation nowadays, if you see there are wide disparities between the haves and the have-nots. So the constant efforts of the government is what? To see how to provide maximum benefits to the people who are underprivileged, who are of deprived classes, who are not able to even say have 2 meals or 2 meals in a day. And thirdly, access to employment, access to education, access to the natural wealth and resources of this country. So from the preamble, if anyone has any question, please on the preamble. The preamble is the declaration. It's a kind of declaration as to what kind of country we want. If I may clarify, I asked you how we judge the character of a nation. What are the parameters? There are certain good things, there are bad things. There are economy, health, education, corruption, and infrastructure, and many other things we know. But then we have to understand, when you are a student of now law, or you are pursuing other professions, other courses now, management and engineering, that what sort of things that you must imbibe so as to ensure that how you achieve the ideals of the preamble. Because this sovereignty, again, please understand, we are the people. We are a democracy. Pakistan is not a democracy. Syria is not a democracy. Iraq or Iran is not a democracy. Right or wrong? When you're not 26 into level, let me give you some example because I think I'm making you sleep. 26/11 का जब इंसिडेंट हुआ, तो who was caught? Hon'ble Kasar, right? And there was a trial, and the government had to spend a lot of money. So my daughter was studying law, and she asked me, Papa, where is the need to have this kind of a long trial? Spend so much of money on public prosecutors, on court infrastructure, lawyers, and then it goes up to, from the trial court to the high court, and the high court to the Supreme Court. Now what is the purpose? The purpose is that we are a country governed by the constitution. We are not Al-Qaeda country, we are not ISIS country. We are not a country where other religions don't prosper. The point is, somebody said justice. It's all about fairness. The trial was necessary so as to find out how the conspiracy was hatched, how the conspiracy was, and where it was, hatched. And secondly, how the plan was executed, so that we are prepared in near future. Somebody called it military strength, so that we are prepared, police-wise, intelligence-wise, military-wise, to see that such kind of incidents do not happen in future. And ultimately the rule of law, because the whole idea of preamble to the Constitution is that rule of law must prevail, the law must prevail. We wanted to demonstrate to the world that everyone is entitled to a fair trial. He could have been hanged, he could have been shot dead, but would have been conforming to the Constitution of India? The answer should be no. So that is what the purpose of the Constitution is, that it lays down certain mandates, certain directives to us, which we need to follow to make this country a more and more welfare state. And how do we do it? It is in us. The responsibility lies with us. No third person is going to come to India. Britishers were here. They looted this country like anything. They gave us in the English education also. Please understand, 700-800 साल बर्बाद हुआ हिंदुस्तान, which is a very long period. The entire traditions, the education, the harmony of society had gone. Today we are besieged with so many problems. You every day read, newspapers, or do you watch news on electronic media? There are issues. Nirbhay case yaad hai sabko? Yeah. There are other. So everywhere, there are sexual assault taking place. As I told you about drug issues, juvenile issues, human trafficking. But still, there has to be a solid mechanism to tackle these issues. And how do we do that? Through you only. If you realize your sense of duties and responsibilities, if we realize our sense of duties and responsibilities, only then we can make this Constitution work. Please understand how the law helps. How much time I have? ये तालियां मुझे बजाने के लिए या आगे कंटिन्यू करने के लिए? See, boys and girls, I have lived my life. And the whole idea of this session is to register in your mind that the importance of laws of the land, which are commanded by the Constitution of India. The preamble is like the shlokas, Gita, Quran or Bible to us. Please understand that. Wherever you go, please try to do something good to the society. These letters which are in the Constitution of India, they mean something. You may be thinking about so many miseries that you are confronting, but you are still sitting in Gurgaon, in a state which is very prosperous. And we have many issues, On the one hand, we are developing. They say 2040 we shall be a developed country. We have progressed. The per capita income has increased. We are the 5th nation which has the highest GDP. But there are issues on the ground. You please be alive to those issues. Please be alive to those issues and see how you can contribute. एक story है कि there was a storm and lot of fishes was washed ashore and lying on the beach, and there was this small boy and he was picking up fish one by one and throwing back into the sea. So somebody came here, उसने कहा अरे ये क्या कर रहा है? तो कुछ भी नहीं कर सकता. It doesn't matter. उसने कहा no sir, it matters to the fish which has been thrown back into the sea. Right or wrong? So that should be the idea. That is what I am here to convey to you, to get this thing registered in mind. That each one of you is a potential. Each one of you could be a vibrant citizen. Just look around. If you say, for instance, in this campus you find there is a boy below 18 years of age who is serving you tea, or at some dhaba, there is a helpline. Report that matter, because you then are protecting the fundamental rights of somebody. You are the protector. You should be the guardian. You are privileged to be here. You are privileged to get this kind of education. So if you are privileged, do good. And how? And that's what our fundamental duties chapter tell you all. It says abide by the Constitution and respect its ideals and institutions. So we have discussed the preamble. Very briefly, I touched upon the issues of equality, justice, liberty, and fraternity. Cherish the following noble ideals which inspired our national struggle of freedom. Please consider how difficult it was that we got our freedom, our independence from British people, from the British Empire. There were people, they sacrificed so much comfort in their life. Now, I would not say that आप तलवार उठा लो और बाहर जाके सारा कुछ. No, just remain alive to your environment, to your surroundings. Try to do, again I am repeating, good in whatever manner that you will do. And this is what fundamental duty says, because let me tell you one thing. While we always say मेरा अधिकार ये है, मेरा अधिकार ये है, the issue is मेरा दायित्व क्या है, मेरा कर्तव्य क्या है, ये बहुत important है. And in law you would learn that rights and duties, they go together. They are not separate. If I have a legal right, somebody else has a duty. If somebody else has a right, I have a legal corresponding legal duty. Then uphold the sovereignty, I will not come to that. To promote harmony and the spirit of common brotherhood. This is very necessary. No matter from which religion you are, from which region of the world, of the country you are coming in. Whether you are from Bihar, you are from UP, Jharkhand, south of India, Maharashtra, please never engage into any kind of regional discrimination. It was happening with students from Northeast. And I tell you, during the year 2014, there were a lot of issues in Delhi. And there were pockets where students from Northeast were residing. Because of their different looks, they used to be called, nicknames and everything. There were violence against girls. There were violence against boys. Landlords were exploiting. And it is our law students, I tell you, the law students from some law colleges in Delhi, whom we engaged, and then they went into each locality They went into those localities which were vulnerable, where there was seeming discontent of harmony, and there were a lot of problems. And they engaged with the landlords, they engaged with the police people, and then harmony and peace was restored. That was very, very much necessary. There are so. Then I would come to the last. And to safeguard the public property in absurd violence. This should not be happening. Whenever you are using any public property, please don't destroy, do anything to tamper with the public properties. This comes at a huge cost. It comes from your own tax, from a tax which is being paid by probably your parents, or coming out of a variety of plethora of tax laws. Then most important is 8. And just I would ask for you to develop the scientific temper, humanism, and spirit of inquiry and reform. What do you mean by scientific temper? For you as students, you need to develop what? You need not be bogged down by superstitions. किसी ने छींक दिया, मैं बाहर नहीं जाऊंगा, बिल्डिंग रास्ता काट दिया. There are many other things. What do you mean by developing scientific temper? Anyone? Yes? What is science?
Hello, sir. Yes, sir. Scientific temper, according to me, is like questioning everything and knowing the purpose of everything which is around us.
That's a good reply. What more?
Hello. Sir, it's also a way of rationally approaching everything in life with an open mind and the willingness to discard everything we know if new proof comes forward to suggest that the world is different than we knew.
So what is rationality? What is in how you are rational or not rational or irrational?
Sir, it's something like cognitive consistency.
Okay. What are those cognitive tendencies?
So, for example, let's say one statement is that the sun rises in the east. Now, I think everybody will agree with that. But the reality is that the sun does not rise in the east. It's the earth which revolves around it. So that's something which we used to think was true, but now that we actually know something, we cannot refute that fact, which was taken as assumed.
Very good. Any other answer? Please, any other response? I want to wind up in just 10 minutes. Science is what? Science is systematic knowledge of any particular thing. It's being inquisitorial. It's being inquisitorial about the various concepts that we confront in life. Right?
Sir, excuse me.
Yes.
Sir, thinking logically. Using your common sense and logic.
But common sense and logic are very much absent these days. When you rely on fake news, have you ever come across fake news? So in the last, I just wanted to harp on and emphasize on one thing. Developing a scientific temper is that your cognitive faculties should always remain alive. And first of all, in that scientific temper, see positivity in everything. Don't go into negativity. There are a lot of negative things happening around us. Try to be inquisitorial about if any bad thing comes across. For instance, take, I think it would be an extreme example, fake news. How do we deal with fake news? Apply your own mind. Don't be judgmental. it's very easy to register the things which are negative around us. But try to look for truth. That is in the context of, that is one way of putting it, this ideal which is given in the Constitution of India. That try to search for truth. Try to search for what exactly are the things. How exactly are the things. Newspapers say something, electronic media says something different. Try to have a methodical mind, try to be more inquisitorial, and then see what you are deriving, and have your own way of thought process. And again, as I told you in the beginning, the values, having the right kind of mindset, attitudes, dispositions in life, that would take you and this society towards making us a vibrant nation, a nation that delivers on its promises. These Constitution makes certain promises, and you may say that there are a lot of misery around us and everything, but yes, it is still a working document. It's a document which means something, and every word of it should be, you should be imbibing in yourself and trying to do business in this society. So last में जैसे मैंने विश वाली स्टोरी बताई, जितना अच्छा कर सकते हो प्लीज करने की कोशिश करो. That is the ultimate aim of being a vibrant society, a society which is going to develop. अगर आप जिस फील्ड में भी जाएंगे, जहाँ भी जाएंगे, ये सब चीजें अगर आप ध्यान में रखते हैं तो इस देश का बहुत बड़ा भला होगा, आप सबका भला होगा. In the last, thank you everyone. जय हिंद.
Thank you so much, sir, for motivating our students today to tap into their endless potential. I think I speak for everyone when I extend my gratitude to you, sir, for initiating such an active discussion today, even with the students, whether it be about our everyday interaction with the law or our fundamental duties. It has really compelled us to stimulate our minds and think about how we can contribute to make our nation greater than it already is. I thank you, sir, for taking out time from your busy schedule and being with us here today. We end on a note of